couple things real quick. First of all, I use this little pan right here to catch the excess water and stuff like that. And it's also when you're braising, which we're fixing to do in a minute, that'll be our catch pan too. And over here, where I should have cut that pipe, I'm gonna have to take the grinder. It's kind of tightened right there, and I'm going to put this piece of metal down there to protect the insulation whenever we go to soldering this thing. Like that, it'll be a little catch, just like that, and it'll catch our solder. And actually, I think I can go ahead and cut that off with my little one here instead of using the grinder. That'd be better anyway. So let's stick this piece on here. These little small cutters, pipe cutters, are pretty handy. Pretty handy. You can get some real tight spots with them. If you can't get in there, then the thing to do, which is what I was going to do, I was going to use my trusty little grinder and this one, and just cut it off. Only thing when you do that, it creates a lot of burrs inside the pipe. And let me go ahead and cut this one off here real quick, and then I'll show you how we're going to clean it up. So I go about a turn or so and tighten it a little bit. Don't make it so tight that it squeezes down your pipe, because it'll bend your pipe and you won't get your cap on it. So a couple times around, give it a little tight. Just, turn to the right a little bit, and here in just a second it'll just drop right off. What you do is you take this end right here, and you take it in your pipe and you whirl it around, and you kind of get the burrs out of the inside of it. And but we can't get to that, so instead of using that, I'm going to use my little round file just a little bit, knock off the burrs that might be in there. And I know you're wondering, where are those burrs going? They're going to come out that little valve down at the other end. But usually I bleed it down before I try to, hook up the toilet or whatever. So now you just take this paper and clean up around the pipe like that. On both sides of it here, you want to clean it up real good. Then you put your flux on it, and then you solder it. We're going to do that in just a few minutes. Let me go ahead and get these three pieces here cleaned up, and we'll be back ready for the soldering. All right, we got our copper sanded down and cleaned up. Now we're going to use this flux, the way we were going to, and we're going to put this flux on the copper fittings where we're going to solder them, and that helps to clean the pipe and makes that solder flow real nice, which you will see in a moment. All right, there's that one. And there's this one. Like that. And on this piece right here that we've cut right here, see how it's got a nice clean line, perfect, real nice cut there, good fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little coupler on there, and if you'll notice, these things have little stops in them. And I took my little file and I just knocked that file, that little tip out of there. It's on both sides, top and bottom. That helps you get it centered just right. So what I did is I put a little Marks-A-Lot right here and here, so I know when I got it back centered up pretty good. It doesn't have to be that precise, but that's the way you want to do that. All right, let me get some solder on that. Some flux, sorry. How much do you put on? You just want to get it good and covered,
Is there a reason you use that kind as opposed to any other kind?
That's just the kind you buy at the store. Buy it over at Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever. And all right, so what we'll do is we'll slide this past all the way to flush, and then we'll just slide it right back over the top here. You just got to get it lined up just right. There it is. And then I take a little pipe right here and just kind of tap it till you get to that other line over there. There it is, right there. Alright, now we're going to try to keep burning the house down. We're going to, when we take care of tour, I like this, I use the MAP gas. I like these big round fat ones like this because they'll stay on their own real easy. The taller ones sometimes will fall over when you don't want them to. Roll yourself out a little soldering wire. What you want to do is you want to get your flame. You'll see at the very end of your blue out here, that's where you want to hold your pipe. You get it too close, you'll just turn your pipe black. So you can heat it up. You get good and warm. And you can see right there how that's melted. There it is, right there. See how it's dripping going right inside there. Good and hot. I always put a little extra in there for this one. Rather have too much than not enough. And what I do at the end, I'll take my little wet rag and I just kind of clean it up a little bit. Like that, don't hit your hand on that because it's hot. Alright, there's the solder. Alright, now we're going to put, I like to put a little bit of solder inside here. Not much, just a little bit, just to make sure you get it good and coated. And then we're going to go ahead and put that cap on this one. Like that. Solder that little booger together. Not going to solder, it's got a little bit too much water in the pipe. So let's go ahead and get this one here done. We'll get a cap. Be right back. Okay, we're going to try this one again. I've taken a couple more rags, put in there, and they all came out wet again. And I took my torch and I just heated up the pipe a little bit. It looks like it's dry. Well, it's hard to tell. This thing just keeps bleeding towards the end. I'm gonna give it a try and see if it'll take this time. I just put my solder on it a little bit just to see if when it's hot enough. And right now it's hot enough. See it right there? It's working this time. It's not really soldering the way I want it to. That's that water, it's that pressure. You can see right there that's not smooth. See it right there? So we're still having trouble with this one. Not soldering. That's plenty hot, or it should be plenty hot, but you can see it's not the silver is not The solder is not flowing, so that water pressure is causing steam, and it's expanding and won't let it solder. So we're gonna have to dry that line out a whole lot more than that. So I need to go to find where this 3/4 running and try to bleed it there a little bit more so we can get that pipe dry. So I'm gonna have to leave it because I know it's hot, but it's just not soldering. So let me clean that off a little bit. You'd think it was hot enough it would just fuse together, but it's not working. I don't think I got any in there on this one. It looked like right at the very beginning it looked like it was going to work, but with water lines you don't take any chances. You make damn sure you got it right. All right, be back shortly. Okay, we're back into the other bathroom now, and what we have to do here is when I stub these up, I explained earlier, and so now I've used soft copper, and that's what this is 1/2 inch soft copper, and it's really easy to work with. You just can't bend it too hard, or you'll just kink it. And instead of using 245s, I just bent that one real nice, so there's no there's no 2 extra joints in here to weld. All right, so I've got this one I wanted, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that I mark this right here and here, like that. That way I can take it back off, because it's easier to weld this in this position than it is to weld it in this horizontal position, because it's got to suck it uphill. And so what I do is I have a little jig that I made, and I'm going to show you how it works. Let me put a little go on this. Make sure you line it back up again. Okay, then what I do is I just hold it right like that. Just like that. I get my little pan right here to catch excess trash. Pop on I always heat the brass first because it's thicker. And you'll see what a good weld looks like. You can always tell when you get it hot. When you're doing this on something that has threads like this right here, you don't want to do it down, because it'll solder will go right through there and get right in your threads. And if that happens, then you got a mess. You pretty much have to start over. I always take a little damp cloth and just clean off that trash and take a good look at your weld. And that's a pretty good weld. So you're solid in there, and usually whenever you have a little bit dripping off like that, then that means you're full. Okay. So this takes a little bit of practice, but this is clean material and it's really easy to solder. So, all right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and copper's hot up here, not so bad right here. So what I do is comes on here pretty good. Take that off. Alright. Go ahead and put some more flux here. Like that. Stick that on. Let's bring all this stuff over here. On this one, just like that. Okay. Go ahead and stick that in screw that down. Take a look just a second. I got tools scattered everywhere. All right. Okay. Now for the last solder. I don't know if you noticed this right here or not, but that solder actually went right through and welded the other one. Can you see that? See, I put that solder in there that went right through and just filled up the bottom one. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, you can see it.
It did. It definitely did. Give it just a little. Okay, that's nice and smooth. There we are. Nice and clean, easy welding. Easy. I keep saying welding. Sorry, it's soldering. Now, if you got a big old knot on the edge right there, you can just heat it up down there. Wipe it off. There you go. Just like that. Okay. All right, get a good look at that. That's what you're looking for right there.